Recede and are now revealing a lot of widespread damage. This is just yuck right here. The reality facing people who live close to the AU Center. Storms caused widespread flooding Thursday. The deluge once again exposed Atlanta's poor drainage system. It's an issue that we have covered multiple times in several metro Atlanta neighborhoods. Rachel Aragon live tonight. The city, Rachel, pledging to address its drainage issues, but for a lot of people, it's too little too late.
Yeah, clearly damage is done and still very visible, Sean, as seen by the cars behind me. Again, these are students' cars from Clark, Atlanta, facing, again, major damage. But we know we reached out to every single city council member today asking what they're doing right now to prevent this kind of damage and future flooding.
It was absolute chaos yesterday.
That's how residents living in this Northwest Atlanta apartment describe the waist-high flood water that swept through their kitchens and entire complex.
So I had to climb out the window, grab the baby, and hold the baby up high through the water.
Residents say it's not the first time they've faced flooding issues here.
I was like, how could this happen here in Atlanta? Out of all places, you would think they put measures in place so that stuff like this doesn't happen.
A similar feeling felt about 2 miles away at Clark Atlanta University.
Oh, but it just flooded. We're stuck in the door. The fridge is against the door, so we can't push it out, bro.
Where storm water flooded students' dorms.
I never thought that this would happen to me.
And wiped out their cars.
This was our only way of transportation, so we're kind of just, out of luck.
Following Thursday's flooding, Atlanta News First reached out to every single city council member about what is being done to prevent future flooding. Councilman Byron Amos says he's asked the chair of several committees to host a joint work session that will also be with the Department of Watershed Management and other offices to examine the issue of flooding on the west side of the city.
Absolutely. We need to have a public conversation to make sure the public knows that City Council is on top of this issue.
Councilman Jason Dozier says the city also can focus on prevention thanks to a new infrastructure bond that voters approved last year.
So we have a lot of funding available for infrastructure projects that we need to manage stormwater runoff, to manage flooding. I think really now we have to focus on how do we implement the funding that we already have put in place.
The university also telling us they're currently relocating all students impacted to available on-campus housing. We also heard back from the Department of Watershed Management. They tell us they continue to improve the collection and stormwater systems. Reporting live in Atlanta, Rachel Aragon, Atlanta News First.
Mother Nature